Hi, I'm new to making comics, so I wanted to make sure that I understand, at least know about all the different fundamentals. So today I'm going to get into word bubbles and other ways that words are used in comics. Thought bubbles. Thought bubbles can be shown as a cloud, like I did here, and it is very common in American styles and often used for happy daydreams. Manhwa styles, manga, yeah, they often use a solid bubble. For regular thoughts, it's white, but for more negative thoughts, it's black. Narration captions. I use this one as a caption to describe the situation. They are often used to show passage of time, a flashback, or if they're narrating the story in general. Weak speech. This shows lower volume or less confident talking. Also great for a character that is dying or very injured. Off panel. Invert the tail, but it should still be where the person is talking. Kind of like if it was out, it would be pointing to the person. I have seen speech bubbles that point off screen, but I think this way is more common. I was wrong. Having bubbles point off screen is very common, especially among American comics. I do have a lot more experience reading manga than American, which is probably why it didn't seem that common to me. I discovered that it was normal because I found the website Blambot, which goes into, what is it called? Comic book grammar and tradition. I was looking for this kind of website in the beginning when I was trying to find all of the basic comic book bubbles. And funny enough, it didn't show up. And now I found it when I was searching for a picture that showed the whisper bubble with the small text. And I linked Blambot in the description towards the top, so it's easy to find. I really want to share all the little golden nuggets that I find, and that's kind of the main point of this channel, is I want to share all the things that help me become a better artist, a better comic book creator, as I'm kind of working towards hopefully being able to make the kind of graphic novels that I would like to when I'm actually competent enough to do that. Well, that's enough of that. Back to the video. Regular. I tried a half week, half regular because I wanted to show him gaining confidence. But regular speech bubbles are often oval, whichever way you want to stretch them. But you can customize the shape. Woodman Maynard showed how she personalized the speech bubbles for each of her characters in her graphic novel, The Retelling of the Great Gatsby. Extended. With this, you can have larger chunks of dialogue without having one really big bubble. Extended bubbles are great for back and forth conversation. Whisper. You can use dashes or dots. This was the only one I didn't know about before. I used it to indicate the character stage whispering. I think I've seen whispering shown with smaller text and through the character expression situation. Shout, scream. The sharp shape shows the strong, loud emotion clearly. It can be more spiky, like what I did, or less, like this one. Sound. Sound words can be put in a shape, like I did, or they can stand on their own. This one is very customizable because you're trying to visualize sound. Broadcast electronic. These are rectangular boxes with lightning tails, used for dialogue coming from TVs, robots, radios, or in my case, a speaker. But really any electronic you can think of. You could use a regular speech bubble for robots like Judd Wittick does in the Hilo series. I think it depends whether you want the reader to hear kind of an electronic voice or regular voice. Let me know if I missed any. These are kind of just little helpful tools to put in your toolbox, but it's very much open to interpretation as long as it's clear what you're trying to portray. The drawing should be really doing the heavy lifting on telling the story. And most of the speech bubbles should probably be the just regular speech bubbles. In this one page, I tried to lay out as many of the speech bubbles as I could. And in the end, it looks very kind of chaotic because the speech bubbles are drawing the attention, not the pictures, which it was the point in this case, to try them all out. But if I were to just try to tell the story, I wouldn't use so many variations. The irregular bubbles really draw the attention, which if used sparingly, it can be very helpful. And it's a similar thing that they do in movies where they'll have important scenes or characters in the color red because it's a funny coincidence. It's an attention drawing color. But if everything's red, then nothing draws the attention. I hope this was helpful. I certainly learned a bit, and I like how bubbles can be very flexible depending on the style you want to go with. Thank you for watching. Bye.